Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name's Anthony and in today's video I'm going to answer a question that I get asked quite a lot, and that is, can you be a fashion designer if you can't draw? Well, I'm going to just tell you the answer really quickly and straight up. The answer is yes, you can be a fashion designer if you can't draw, but also no, you can't. See, there's a bit of a difference between being a fashion designer and starting your own brand and all of that sort of stuff, and I'm gonna go into everything throughout this video. But before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help my channel to grow, especially that like button. You have no idea how much it helps promote my video and boost it with the YouTube's algorithm. Please also leave a comment because I like to chat to you guys and get to know you a little bit better and build this fashion community up. Alright, okay, let's just get straight into it and start the video. So, can you be a fashion designer if you can't draw? Well, the answer is yes, you can, and no, you can't. But let's just start with the no and just get that out of the way. Why can't you be a fashion designer if you can't draw? Well, to be honest, being a fashion designer is mainly about drawing. You are illustrating your ideas and your thoughts and what you want to see onto paper so other people can make it. And primarily, as a designer, you will be drawing. That is your main job. Now, no matter what kind of designer you want to be, you'll have to be able to draw. But there is a difference between hand drawing and drawing on the computer. I think drawing on the computer is far easier because if you make a mistake, all you have to do is click back and then you can redraw it again. Whereas if you hand draw and you make a mistake, you have to redraw the whole thing again. So I honestly think drawing on a computer is far easier. So if you can't necessarily hand draw, you can always use a computer to aid you in getting them drawings forward. And as we move forward with fashion and design, drawing on the computer is becoming the norm. There's not a lot of designers out there who hand draw all of their sketches anymore. Now, I'm not saying that hand drawing isn't useful, because if you go to a supplier or a factory and you can hand draw, that means that you can just quickly do something and then the supplier can go off and make what they need. Now, the tool that I mainly use for my drawings and illustrations is Illustrator. Now, if you want to go try Illustrator, I do have a link down in the description. You can go ahead and download that and then try it out for yourself. That's kind of like the no, like if you can't draw, you can't be a fashion designer, and that's mainly for commercial fashion. But let's be honest, commercial fashion is something completely different than I feel what you want the answer to. Now, if you want to start your own brand and you want to start your own collection and range and all of that sort of stuff, do you need to particularly be able to hand draw or draw on Illustrator to be a fashion designer? No. If you want to be a fashion designer, just go for it. There's nothing stopping you from doing what you want to do. There are loads of potential ways to get into fashion design and start your own collection if you don't know how to draw. Being able to draw and use Illustrator isn't the be all and end all when it comes to fashion design. If you've got the vision and you've got the ideas and the imagery and you can pull mood boards together, you can be a designer. You might not be able to work in a more commercial setting such as high street fast fashion or even maybe designer labels, but you can certainly start your own brand and go from there. Now, I know what you're thinking. If you want to start your own brand and you can't draw, how can you do it? Well, the best way is to hire out freelancers to do all the things that you don't know how to do, such as your logo creation, the CADs, the tech packs, any kind of drawings that you need, social media, or even you can hire people to do your wholesale and merchandising side of the business. I myself have a range of CADs for sale on Etsy. If you want to go and check that out, if you're starting your own brand and you want some simple blocks and shape, you can download them in different formats so you can actually use them, you can draw on them, you can put your branding on and really go forward with your designs as a designer. But there's loads of other ways of getting these drawings in CAD. You can go on Fiverr and hire someone to do specific drawings that you want. All you'll need to do is provide images of things that you like and the changes that you want. You can also go on Upwork and sort of set different projects. You can say that you want a range of 10 different drawings and set a price for how much you want to pay for that. Again, you can go on Etsy and download vectors. You can also download pre-existing drawings, and you can also find freelancers on places like LinkedIn, and there's also different companies out there that can help you set up your brand. So for a set price, they'll do all the drawings, the manufacturing, they'll do all the logos, you'll do your website and all of that sort of stuff. But that is quite an expensive route to go down because it's a one-off price that covers everything, and you'll have to pay that up front to get your brand going and up and running. But as I say, there are companies out there that will be able to pull that all together for you, and you'll just have to give them the brand direction and what you actually want your brand to stand for, kind of imagery that you like and all of that sort of stuff. And as you go grow, and as you grow as your own brand, you can pick up more skills and learn things on the way, such as how to use Illustrator and how to hand draw. You only need basic drawing skills to be able to convey to someone what you actually want. If you're just starting your own brand now and you don't know how to draw, there's already pre-made garments that you can use to put illustrations or even graphics, typography, anything like that onto pre-made t-shirts. And as you start to get more comfortable with designing and putting together images, mood boards and all of that sort of stuff, you may want to start picking up skills, and that's where you can use things like YouTube or Skillshare, university or college to layer on your skills and become a better designer. Now, I do know that in fast fashion, sometimes you just don't have the time to sit there, sketch and design. So what people sometimes do is take images and photographs of things that they really like and make tweaks and changes to make it more suited to their brand. For example, if there's a jumper that you really like, but you like the cable or the knit stitches from this, you can send both of these images to a supplier and say you want a combination of the two, and the supplier can work on CADs or images for you, or they can make a garment specifically catered to them two different images. And honestly, loads of design works like that. If there's something that you really like, if you can draw, scribble, change or adapt, if you've got highlighters or different pens that you can draw outlines, or you can cross things off and write annotations and notes about things that you want to change, then that is a good starting point for design. You don't necessarily have to be able to draw, you don't necessarily have to be able to CAD, you don't necessarily have to be able to make or even sew. So if you want to become a fashion designer and you can't draw, that shouldn't be stopping you. And in all honesty, when people think fashion, they automatically think design, and that's the only career path that there is in fashion. Whereas you might not be suited to design because it's not your area of interest. You might be more interested on the money side, you might be more interested in the styling side, you might be more interested in building ranges and not necessarily the details that come with design. And that's fine. There's so many different career paths within fashion, and that there is something for everyone. And if you want to know about different career paths in fashion, whether it be design, styling, buying, merchandising, or even wholesale, then click the link here and I go through 10 different careers that are in fashion that might be suited to you if you necessarily don't want to be a designer. In all honesty, being a fashion designer is so complex, you'll have to pick up loads of different skills. Drawing, yes, is a main skill that you will need if you want to be a commercial fashion designer, but as I've said, that path is not for everyone. If you want to start your own brand, you don't have to go down the normal route of going to university, college, or even getting a job in fashion and learning them skills that way. You can also start your own brand and try there. However, where I will say is if you're going to start your own brand, you have to be set up in the right way. You have to make sure that all your bills are paid. You have to make sure that you are paying freelancers on time, because freelancers' time is expensive. It all depends on what you want freelancers to do, but some freelancers can cost anywhere from between £150 to £400 a day. So make sure that you've got all your ducks in a row if you're going to hire a freelancer. Make sure that you have told them exactly what you want and what you need to be delivered at the end of their contract, and what you want to get out of it as well. Do you want just CADs? Do you want just drawings? Do you want logos? Do you want branding? What do you want from it? And how can that push you forward into the next stage of creating your brand? Fashion design is a really difficult industry to get into. Even if you've got the university qualifications, you've got the skills, you can draw, you can do all the other stuff that comes in the background of design, not just the drawing, but also the admin that comes with it, it can still be really difficult and tricky to get the right job for you. So starting your own company, if you can't draw, is probably a really good way forward into getting into fashion and becoming a fashion designer that way. Because at the end of the day, it's all about you and your vision and how you're going to make that come to life. Not necessarily about the drawing skills that you've got. Other people can draw for you. You can pay people to do that. But if you've got a specific vision, if you've got an idea in your head and you want to pursue that, then go ahead and do that. You don't necessarily have to be able to draw to be a fashion designer. Alright, okay everyone, that's it for today's video. If you liked it, give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to click that beautiful red subscribe button down below. Please also check out my Etsy shop where you can buy CADs and vectors to help support you in your everyday design life, and it really helps support this channel. Otherwise, I'll see you here every Monday and Thursday with a brand new video. Alright, okay, thanks for watching. Alright, bye. Tra tra tra. Bye.